Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the November Council meeting. The Local Government Act 2020, Section 25, states that the election of the Mayor must be chaired by the Chief Executive Officer. Part B, Section 4 of the Governance Rules, states that the Chief Executive Officer must facilitate the election of the Mayor in accordance with the provisions of the Act. The Local Government Act 2020, Section 25 states that the election. Just as a reminder to everybody in the chamber to please turn off all mobile telephones, or in the case of an emergency, please advise the chair and switch to silent mode. Virtual meeting statement. The Governance Rules 2022 provisions allow council meetings attendance by electronic means. The requirement of the meeting being open to the public is satisfied by the meeting being streamed live to council's internet. In the event of technical issues with the live stream, the meeting will be adjourned. Councillors are deemed as being in attendance if they can hear proceedings, they can see other members in attendance and can be seen by others, and they can be heard to speak. Statement of acknowledgement. Bass Coast Shire Council acknowledge the Bunurong as the traditional owners and custodians of the lands and waters and pays respect to their elders past, present and emerging. They hold the memories, the traditions, the culture and law. Bass Coast Shire Council celebrates the opportunity to embrace and empower the Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander communities in their diversity. Bass Coast Shire Council will create opportunities for future recognition and respectful partnerships that will honour the traditional owners and custodians and Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander peoples. The Councillor statement to be read by Councillor Rooks.
All members of this council pledge to the Bass Coast Shire community to consider every item listed on this agenda, based on the individual merits of each item, without bias or prejudice, by maintaining an open mind, and disregarding councillors' personal interests so as to avoid any conflict with our public duty. Any councillor having a conflict of interest in an item will make a proper prior disclosure to the meeting and will not participate in the debate or vote on the issue.
Thank you, Councillor Rooks. First item, present and apologies. All councillors are present and no apologies. Second, declarations of interest. I have none. Third, confirmation of minutes for the council meeting held on 18th of October 2023. Can I please have a mover and a seconder that the minutes of the council meeting held on 18th of October 2023 be confirmed? Move Councillor Ellis, second Councillor Bauer. All in favour? And that is carried. That brings us to reports requiring council decision, and item 4.1 is the election of the Mayor. I've received 2 written nominations in line with the governance rules for the appointment of the Mayor. Councillor Halstead has been nominated by Councillor Ellis, and the nomination has been seconded by Councillor Tessari. Also, Councillor Lasserve has been nominated by Councillor Rooks, and the nomination has been seconded by Councillor Lang. Are there any other nominations? There are none, and that brings us to a vote. All those in favour of Councillor Rochelle Halstead, please raise your hands. Councillor Bauer, Councillor Tessari, Councillor Halstead and Councillor Lark. And all those in favour of Councillor Claire Lasserve, please raise your hands. Councillor Ellis, Councillor Whelan, Councillor Rooks, Councillor Lasserve and Councillor Lang.
Call for a division.
Called for a division. We can have that again. Thank you, Councillor Bauer.
Order. You haven't declared it yet.
Is it?
He didn't declare it. Is what it's saying.
I haven't declared the outcome yet. The declaration is that Councillor Lasserve therefore has the absolute majority of votes and will be declared elected as the Mayor.
I ask for a division.
A division again. All those in favour of Councillor Lasserve.
Lasserve or Halstead.
Councillor Lasserve first. Councillor Ellis, Councillor Whelan, Councillor Rooks, Councillor Lasserve and Councillor Lang. And all those in favour of Councillor Halstead, Councillor Bauer, Councillor Tessari, Councillor Lark and Councillor Halstead. Again, Councillor Lasserve therefore has the absolute majority of votes and is declared elected as the Mayor. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Councillor Lasserve with her election and also thank Councillor Whelan for an outstanding term as Mayor, and now would invite any other councillors to speak. Councillor Lasserve.
Thank you, Mr Sturton. I'd firstly like to express my thanks to Councillor Michael Whelan for his term as Mayor and to Councillor Holstead for her term as Deputy Mayor in the last year, and thank them for their service to the council.
Would any other councillors like to speak? Councillor Halstead.
Thank you, Mr Sturton. I'd like to thank Councillor Whelan for all of his parting of knowledge in my role as deputy to him. It was an absolute honour to be by your side and learn from you, Mr Mayor, and I think it's going to be a totally different council moving forward. I am very disappointed not to be elected into the top job, but I respect the decision of the council. I just wish that the politics hadn't played such a huge part in that decision, but it's the decision and I will respect it. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Tessari.
Thank you, Mr Sturton. I want to congratulate, I'm going to call him Michael, on a fantastic job. 2 years as Mayor. It was a privilege having you as my deputy mayor, and I think you've been a fantastic mayor in a totally different style to myself, but I think you've done an amazing job, and you thoroughly deserve the rest that you're about to get. So well done on your 2 years.
Councillor Bauer first.
Thank you, Acting CEO, Acting Chair at the moment. I'd like to express, and I will use it also, Michael, congratulations. One thing that really impressed me in your term as mayor is your absolute commitment to the things that really counted to you, which means that you knew exactly where you stood and how to approach you. We didn't agree on all issues, but at least we knew where we stood and we were honest with each other and you were honest with the councillors. And Bernadette is definitely your crowning glory. You've seen it from the conception to finish, and I don't take anything away from that. And I'm sure you and especially your wife, Mary, are looking for a bit of a break now, and I wish you all the best for the rest of this council. Thank you.
Councillor Whelan.
Thanks, Mr Chair. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be about me, but just given it has been, I'll acknowledge that. And I've had a wonderful time in the role of deputy to Brett, and we were a pretty tight team, I think, at that time. And I think my two deputies over the time, Councillor Lang, Councillor Holstead, and I think we can all put our hands up and say that we've improved as we've gone along and learnt from our experience. We started off a bit rough on the rough road, and we got it back onto really good steady ground. And I'm really pleased and think that Basco's projected itself well over that time. And I want to thank in particular councillor support, Rhonda. She's got her VS. I can honestly say that I approached all of those things knowing everything was arranged. I'd arrive, what hotel am I in tonight? I'd look at my diary and I'd arrive there, or what meeting and where were my papers, and they're always there. So that's really crucial. And of course, I look forward to, and I know that the next mayor, Councillor LaServe, will be well served by that office. It's something that you can really rely on and trust. It's a difficult time at the moment, and we need to move forward as a team. We go into the silly season because those councillors are seeking re-election. There's a different sort of wind blows through the place in those situations. We need to pull together. We've got a lot of work to do, and the community expects that of us. So, congratulations, Councillor LaServe, and I look forward to serving under you for the remainder of this term. And as we get the coconuts out and plop off onto the horizon and play a lot more music. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Whelan. Are there any others who wish to speak? There being none, it gives me great pleasure to invite Mayor LaServe to the chair.
I just want to chair. That's what I think it is. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, and I appreciate the support that have been shown today, and certainly acknowledge the work that the councillors as a group have done in the past. So now we'll move on in the agenda to declare the declaration for the Deputy Mayor's position. Now, Mr Sturton, have we got? Okay. The CEO received 3 nominations in line with the governance rule for the appointment of the Deputy Mayor. Councillor Brett Cesari has been nominated by Councillor Bauer, and the nomination has been seconded by Councillor Holstead. Councillor David Rooks has been nominated by Councillor Lang, and the nomination has been seconded by myself, Councillor Lasserve. Councillor Holstead has been, so there's 3 nominations, has been nominated by Councillor Bauer, and the nomination has been seconded by Councillor Cesari. The vote?
Yep.
All right. I now put that matter to the vote. The councillors, please vote for one of the candidates.
Councillor Lasserve, if I can, I'll withdraw my nomination, if I can, please.
You're withdrawing your nomination? Councillor Cesari?
Madam Mayor, are you sure?
Just made that comment.
Thank you, Mr Bauer. Councillor Cesari's withdrawn his nomination. So we have 2 nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor. Those in favour of Councillor David Rooks? David, myself. And what's that nomination? So did you count those?
Yep, and Paul?
4. Those in favour of Councillor Holstead? Taking those now. Yep.
5.
It's 5. Thank you. Thank you, councillors. The election of the Deputy Mayor will be Councillor Holstead and as the preferred candidate. So congratulations, Councillor Holstead. Majority, so the declaration is
Point of order, I've asked for division.
a division. Thank you, Councillor Bauer. Those in favour of Councillor Holstead?
Holstead?
So that is Councillor Bauer, Councillor Cesari, Councillor Holstead and Councillor Ellis.
No.
Sorry, oh, and Councillor Luck. Sorry, I forgot that Councillor Luck was online. Those in favour of Councillor David Rooks? Councillor Whelan, Councillor Lasserve, Councillor Lang and Councillor Rooks. Right. Thank you. Yeah. As Mayor, I now declare that we, to advise that we will adjourn the meeting for a moment and
Just point of order, Mayor, you haven't declared it. You need to declare it.
She did.
I did.
So that was just, okay, on the basis of the division.
Before.
Oh, no, I declared the position.
The division can be changed votes, yeah.
Oh, sorry, because there was the 5 of it. So I'll just read that declaration out again. I'd like to make this, thank you, Councillor Whelan, for holding me to account. The declaration, I declare that Councillor Holstead is therefore has the absolute majority of the votes and is declared elected as the Deputy Mayor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor. Are there any councillors who wish to speak regarding the appointment of the Deputy Mayor? Councillor Cesari?
It's Cesari too, Councillor Lasserve, you'll get there. I just want to congratulate Rochelle. I think she's been a fantastic Deputy Mayor to Michael. She deserves to be still there. And I think she's going to go on to bigger and better things. She's amazing councillor in our community lover. She works tirelessly and she'll be a fantastic deputy mayor, and I congratulate you on your role, and I thank Councillor Rooks for putting his hand up and going for it as well.
Thank you. Any other councillors? Councillor Whelan?
Yeah, I'd like to second those comments, and I certainly have seen, as we talked about earlier, Councillor Holstead, the work you did over the time in terms of the director's course and that sort of thing. It really benefits this council when we've got those sorts of skills in it. And thanks for doing that. Commiserations, David, but, I think it gives continuity to some extent in the role as well, and some experience there coming through. So congratulations, and look forward to continuing to work with you, but in a different role.
Any other councillors like to add anything further?
Madam Mayor?
Councillor,
Thank you. The road forward is never straight. As we both know today, it can change on a dime and a sixpence, but onwards and upwards. You're a great deputy mayor, and your time is still coming. And don't lose heart. And to you, Madam Mayor, you are a very capable lady. I know we've had this conversation. But to Councillor Holstead, do not lose heart. Please stand again, and your time has come.
any other further councillors? Okay, thank you. I now advise the meeting will be adjourned for a moment, so thank you. The audio is here.
Congratulations, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. It's a record. Councillor Ellis. Thank you.
Quite clear.
Thank you.
How you going, Councillor?
Yes.
We normally go downstairs. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know Sometimes there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough.
Right, thank you. Thank you, council, for the delays. Unfortunately, we had a bit of technology problems, so let's recommence the meeting with 4.3, council meeting schedule 2024. Ms Borley, would you be able to introduce the report, please?
Thank you, Mayor Lacerda. The purpose of this report is to set the council meeting schedule for 2024. It's recommended that council meetings commence in February and continue to be scheduled on the third Wednesday of every month with the exception of December. Thank you.
Is there a councillor that would like to move the recommendation in the report? Councillor Lang, sorry. And a seconder, Councillor Tassari. Thank you. Councillor Lang, would you like to speak to the report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This report, as it says in the written agenda, is to set a plan for the council meeting schedule. I hope that there are aspirations also to include Bennini as a location for some of the council meetings, although I do understand that under the circumstances that can't be bedded down. And it's great to see also that live streaming will remain.
Thank you. Councillor Tassari.
Oh, you're
Yes, sir.
well too, Councillor Lasserve, Madam Mayor. Thank you. I too, this is just the schedule moving forward. I would actually hope that it's not just Burnaby that we go to, but maybe we re-explore going back to Grantville and a couple of others. So, but yeah, happy to endorse.
Thank you. Councillor Tassari. Any other councillor would like to speak to the report? Councillor Bauer.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to reiterate that I hope that Bernadette will be used with all the money we've spent on it. I'd like to think the technology will be there. And I actually agree with Councillor Tassari that we should move it around a little bit as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further councillors? No. Councillor Lang, put it to the vote.
Yep.
Those in favour? Have we got everybody up there? That's carried. Thank you. 4.4, the Economic Development Framework 2030. Mr Box, would you please introduce the report?
Thank you, Mayor Lasserve. The purpose of this report is to present the Economic Development Framework 2030 and to recommend council adoption. Bass Coast is a coastal community full of opportunity, and this framework will enable council to work with all stakeholders to increase opportunities for business activity and investment, facilitate participation in employment and education, build the competitiveness, diversity and resilience of our community. Ultimately, this will support the ongoing economic well-being of our community. The framework is a principles-based approach and follows extensive economic and population research, consultation and engagement with our community. It's recommended that council endorse the Economic Development Framework and Action Plan. Thank you, Mayor Lasserve.
Thank you. Is there a councillor that'd like to move the recommendation, please? Councillor Brooks, seconder. Thank you, Councillor Holstead. Councillor Brooks.
Thanks, Mayor Lasserve. This is a really good piece of work which our community should be pleased with. In the introduction of the Economic Development Framework, it asks what is economic development? And as quoted by an external expert source, it says no single definition incorporates all the different strands of economic development. When I read that, it reminded me when I was studying my business degree back in 1987 and doing Economics 101, and the lecturer stated that the questions in economics remain the same each year, it's just the answers that change. It is hard work to get the study area of economics correct. However, I believe it's achieved in this framework. This framework has been developed based on localised evidence, our regional and unique context, and engaging with our community. And this is demonstrated in the framework. It's a pleasure reading all the actions that this framework will attempt to achieve. They are not just motherhood statements. They recognise our local business community, our tourists, and the unique landscape of our region. As a reference to that, I'll mention a couple of action points, just two. One is to commence a study that identifies the agricultural opportunity and competitive advantage for Bass Coast. And another one is to develop and implement a plan to increase the capacity of event organisers to hold and promote tourism events. These are just some of the examples that demonstrate a localised economic framework. As mentioned by Mr Box, there are a number of principles. There's 9 principles that govern this framework. And it's the first one that stands out for me, which is listed as the environment is our economy. And this has been previously noted in our 2035 Phillip Island and San Remo Visitor Economy Strategy. And it's really good now that it's taken on a greater scope with the whole of Bass Coast. It's an important leading statement for our area and one that other regions would benefit from. Coming off that principle of the environment is our economy, there are a number of positive actions listed again, though these aren't happening in 2023-24, but I'm looking forward to them coming along. And they are to commence the development of a strategy that considers the circular economy in Bass Coast and also to promote regenerative tourism principles and the benefits specifically to Bass Coast. These are both new and exciting initiatives for our region. The development of this framework took some time to get to this stage. I must admit, during the process, I thought it was really open-ended and lengthy, but it was really great to see it come to fruition. There's plenty of relevant data that was well and heavily researched, and the community was given plenty of opportunity for input. The results are fantastic and well done to both the staff and the community and what's been achieved.
Thank you, councillor Rooks. Councillor Holstead?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I don't have much more to add to that because Councillor Rooks is really good at putting forward why this is such a great framework. But I did want to congratulate the staff that have been involved in putting this together. I think that, as Councillor Rooks has pointed out, that they've done an amazing job of capturing exactly what it is that's Bass Coast, and hopefully this document can be used to encourage further business location into the Bass Coast Shire. That's really the only other thing I had to add. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, councillor Holstead. Is there any other councillor would like to add anything further? No? Councillor Rooks?
No, thank you.
Okay, put that to the vote. Those in favour? I can see everybody. Yep, that's carried. Thank you. Right. Right. 4.5, the quarterly performance report, Q1 through to from July to September 23. Ms. Borley, would you please introduce the report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This report provides council and the community with an update on the first quarter performance for our annual action plan, capital works program and financial results, and includes forecasts for full year results. Key highlights for this quarter include progress being made on the 23-24 annual action plan, with 5 items completed to date, a forecast net result of $22.2 million surplus, and a forecast adjusted underlying net result of a $100,000 deficit. And significant progress has also been made on our capital works program. Please note that the expected November report on SERP Grade 3B, referenced as part of the Tracks and Trails strategy, has been delayed. The quarterly performance report will be available on Council's website. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Borley. Is there a councillor that'd like to move the report? Quarterly report, councillor Rooks. Seconder? Councillor Dasari. Councillor Rooks.
Thank you, Mayor Lasser. And it is a strong first quarter that's been demonstrated in this report. As Ms. Borley said, we're financially ahead of what was budgeted from the start of the year with our adjusted underlying end result, so that's great news. We're still looking at spending $48 million in capital works, which is a huge achievement once again. So it's a really good start for this report, so thank you all this time.
Thank you. Councillor Dasari.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to echo Councillor Rooks's words. Also, the fact that $48 million to spend is it's a fantastic figure, and it's something the community really appreciates. So thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any other councillors like to speak to the report? Okay, councillor Rooks, would you like to speak or just put it to the vote? Or we'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? Those against? That's carried. Thank you. 4.6, instrument of appointment of and authorisation. Ms. Borley, would you please introduce the report again?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This report recommends that Council resolve to appoint the named officers as an authorised officer and approve the execution of the attached instrument of appointment and authorisations. The report also recommends that Council revoke authorisations to an officer that no longer requires it under the Planning and Environment Act 1987. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Borley. Is there a councillor that'd like to move this report? Thank you, Councillor Bauer. Seconder? Councillor Lang. Councillor Bauer, would you like to speak to the report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think this is one of these statutory requirements and I have nothing to add.
Nothing further, thank you. Councillor Lang.
Nothing further.
Any further discussion? Any councillors like to make comment? If not, we'll put that to the vote, if you're happy with that. Thank you. Those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Now we'll move to notice of motions. There are no notice of motions, so we'll move on to 6.1 is a petition for the Bayou Street conditions. I request a councillor to move that as a part of the agenda, that petition. So councillor, move it. Councillor Lang, thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillors? Councillor Tassari? Councillor Lang, would you like to, do you get a chance to speak? You do, don't we? Yeah, to the petition.
Briefly, Madam Mayor, I just wanted to highlight that council officers have engaged already with the petitioners and are working towards a solution. I'm pleased with the recommendations for council to investigate some solutions, to propose a scheme in order to improve the conditions on Bayou Street West.
Thank you, Councillor Lang. Councillor, sorry, nothing further to add? Anything further? Any other councillors? No, thank you. Those in favour of the recommendation? That's carried unanimously. Thank you. We come to statutory reports. Request that a councillor move the motion. Will we move it as a block? So, Councillor Bauer,
And I'll second that.
you'll second that. Thank you. Councillor Lang, that's to move it as a block. There was a second move. Do we just go into the discussion on it? Okay, we'll move that as a block. If all councillors in favour of moving it as a block, vote for that. Thank you. That's any questions on any of the items in that? No further questions? That is carried.
No, I think
No.
we've got to then,
The second motion, Claire.
Of the second one? No, hang on.
They'll be adopted, isn't it?
Yeah, I've moved it and seconded.
You've moved as a block, and now
Yeah.
you need it down, you need to move it to adopt them.
Okay. Oh, so the items, apologies, now I've got it.
They'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, 7 that includes items 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.4. If there's any councillors wishing to have a discussion on any of those reports?
And that,
Madam Mayor, yes, I would.
You do. Thank you, councillor Lee.
Very briefly, Madam Mayor, I just wanted to highlight, I think the community would be pleased to see that the native vegetation removal at Harmers Haven, the application for that permit has been refused. So I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you. Any further discussion on any of those reports?
Councillor Lark.
Sorry, councillor Lark. You're on mute.
one for you.
Get used to saying that.
Councillor Lark?
I just want to draw attention to the planning and building statistics and the fact that there are none. And that is because I understand there's a new system being developed. We've been 2 months without those statistics.
Do I-
And I look forward to those being brought online in the near future, because planning is a very important element for council to monitor. Thank you.
Thank you. I will put those items in under the statutory reports to a vote. Those in favour?
We had a mover and a seconder.
We move, councillor.
You need a new mover and a second.
Sorry,
New motion.
all right. Sorry, I tried to skip one bit. Was there a mover, somebody like to move that we accept those?
Thanks.
Thank you, councillor Lang. And seconder, councillor Tassari, again. Thank you. Just get my head around that one. Now we'll go to the vote on it, councillors. Those in favour? of those statutory reports. Yeah, thank you, that's carried. Item 8 is the Mayor and Councillor reports, and as per our standard practice, councillors will go speaking to the Mayor and Councillor reports today, and these will be included in the minutes. If there's no further discussion on that, Councillor Whelan, you happy with that?
Yeah, just say yes.
Okay, now we'll move to public question time. Item 9 on the agenda. I've got that. Right.
Just before you go there, I just want to put on record, I hope that public question time is back to the front of the agenda and not down the back.
Noted, Councillor Bauer. Thank you. Public question time. Question 1 is from Fred Morris. The topic was concrete pathway through to Inverloch Surf Club. Council has a plan to extend its concrete pathway through to the Inverloch Surf Club. Will council modify the plans to have a 1 metre wide concrete path suitable for wheelchairs, prams, pedestrians with parallel parking adjoining it?
Through the Mayor, based on the outcome of community engagement, council will consider options for a pathway at its February 2024 meeting.
Question 2 from Fred Morris. San Remo town boundaries. Has the planning minister informed council prior to the determination outcomes to the distinctive area and landscape, the Dell, that San Remo town boundaries will be set at the Punch Bowl Road, San Remo?
Through the Mayor, no. Council has not yet been informed of any changes to the San Remo town boundary. We anticipate the finalisation of the Dell process, including confirmation of changes to the town boundary, will occur in mid-2024.
Question 3, Melissa Dagg. Council's annual report 2022 to 2023. Item 1, Council's annual report 22-23, page 163. Note 9.1B, other reserves carried over works, end of the period of 2023 to of $6,001,000. Please provide a project numbers, description of projects and the allocated funds to each of the projects. Question, do you want to do them in one? Yeah.
We can do it like that. Through the Mayor, a list of projects will be provided in the minutes.
Item 2, Council Annual Report 2022-23, page 122, note 3.7, other income recorded, dividends of $3,000 for 2023. What are the principal funds that generate the dividend?
Through the Mayor, Council earned $3,000 in dividend income in 2022-23 from its investment in the San Remo Community Bank.
Good, thank you. Question 4 from Graham Jolly. Council's reports end of year results. The 30th of 6/23, Council's report ends end of year result of carryovers. Fourth quarterly operational, page 34 was 2.54 million. Page 35 capital was 11.979 million. Page 40 capital works projects spreadsheet 12,043,572. Multiply annual reports, page 64 and 163. The $6,001,000 first quarterly reports, 27. I think we'll have to get these made simpler. Page 29 was $12,629,000 and $371. What is the correct carryover in the financial figures?
Through the Mayor. Council carried over $12.63 million for the capital works program. The figures in the 3 named reports will not match as they are prepared for different purposes.
Okay. Question 5 from Graham Jolly again, community engagement. Community engagement is an important direct connection for council and its residents. What community markets has council attended across the Shire during the year to engage one-to-one with community members in attendance?
Through the Mayor.
Sturton.
Councillors and council staff engage regularly with the community through a variety of methods, including the Engage Bass Coast website, surveys, local media, social media, and pop-up and activation at events, markets, and a wide range of other community activities, such as Real, Phillip Island and Inverloch Twilight Markets, the Kilcunda Lobster Festival, and the Wonthaggi Agricultural Show, to name a few.
Question 6, Susie Weeks, Special Charge Scheme. Is council able to advise of voting percentages relating to the Special Charge Scheme prior to the December council meeting when the report abandoning the scheme is to be tabled? If yes, what was the percentage that voted against the scheme? Take it to part 1.
Through the Mayor, to part 1, a one-page summary of submissions and/or objections has been published on the project page on Engage Bass Coast.
Part 2, has any council employee or sitting councillor shared with anyone in the community address details, not including the name, of properties that voted against or did not lodge a vote for the Surf Beach and Sunderland Bay Special Charge Scheme? Mr Sturton.
Through the Mayor, individual property owner submissions and/or objections will remain confidential.
There was question 7 from Philip Davey, a Special Charge Scheme. Point 1, why did council spend $1 million on survey work for Sunderland Bay and Surf Beach when senior council staff have stated that only concept plans were required for a Special Charge Scheme voting, for the Special Charge Scheme voting, point 1.
Through the Mayor, as of 30th of June 2023, council has spent $488,225 on this project. This amount spent was required to undertake extensive community engagement, develop concept plans and a cost estimate for the project considering various project risks.
Point 2, why did council state in the Surf Beach Sunderland Bay Special Charge Scheme public notice that a detailed plan is available of the scheme area for viewing, when in fact it was only the original incorrect and incomplete concept plan option 1 with modifications with no details of modifications posed?
Through the Mayor, more detailed road and drainage construction plans are only commenced if the project is supported through the declaration process, and this has not occurred.
Okay. We have 2 questions on the same subject, so they will be given as the one response. They came from Ross Bencraft as question 8, and I'll read that out and read out the last question 9 and then ask Mr Sturton to give us the answer. So Ross Bencraft was Surf Beach, Sunderland Bay. Can council please advise why council officer has provided specific data and information regarding the special charge schemes to members of the Surf Beach, Sunderland Bay Improvement Group on Facebook, but refuses to provide the same information to Say No Group when requested via email? The next question was from Leanne Suppeter, Special Charge Scheme for Surf Beach, Sunderland Bay. Has council advised some members of the community of the Surf Beach, Sunderland Bay details and data relating to the voting percentages and location regarding the Special Charge Scheme? And if yes, why has this taken place prior to the release of the report formalising the abandoning the system, the scheme table for December? Mr Sturton.
Through the Mayor, details to explain the process for a community-initiated upgrade project have been provided to some community members. This has occurred as property owners supportive of an upgrade have inquired about Council's Urban Road and Drainage Policy 2019 mechanism for a community-initiated upgrade project. The Say No Group have not requested the same information.
Thank you, Mr Sturton. We'll move on to urgent business. There was no urgent business. So now I'd like to announce that the next council meeting will be held on the 13th of December here in the Civic Centre in Bellevue Street, and thank everybody for attending. That the meeting be closed to members of the public pursuant to the section 66 of the Local Government Act 2020 to consider an item as they are detailed with information prescribed by the regulations to be confidential information for the purpose of the different definitions. Yeah. Request that councillors move that we close the meeting and move to the, so councillor, thank you, councillor Holstead. And seconder, councillor Ellis. Thank you. Put that to a vote. That's carried. Thank you. Right. Okay. I think I got through that. Thank you. Thank you for watching on live stream council meeting today. Being my first one live stream, I need to be a bit more fluent with it, and hopefully we don't have any of the IT issues we had today. So this meeting will now be closed to the public, and we'll end today's live streaming. Thank you, everybody. The meeting's adjourned.
Well done, Madam Mayor.
Yeah.